Luckily, that wasn't our only option. I think I'm going to make just a few crepes out of chia and almond flour. Got some butter here. Putting a couple teaspoons of chia seed. Stirring it into the butter to kind of get it to gelatinize. I melted this butter in the oven this time, in an oven-safe bowl. I've never put chia in butter before. It looks quite odd. It's coagulating quite strangely. Oh my goodness. A little sugar and salt. I'm going to add the almond flour to the other bowl. Then we're going to add just a little bit of almond milk. Just a little to start with. Stir that in a bit at a time. And then I think what we'll do with the frosting, since that was pretty good, is we'll make some mints out of them and kind of chill them in the freezer so that a bit more sturdy. I was looking in the craft closet and I found some old soap molds. They're like really pretty, and I washed them quite thoroughly, and I lightly dusted them with some cornstarch so that they wouldn't stick. And then I went and picked some flowers in the yard. We'll get to that in a minute. I think this almond flour is going to go a little further than I thought it would, so that's good. Maybe we'll actually get enough crepes to feed like 8 people. It's an extremely small apocalypse wedding party. 8 people are the only known survivors. But just in case more show up, I'm going to try to make this as big as possible. Okay, then add in butter and chia. Stir that up. Once the butter and the chia and the almond milk is fully incorporated, we go over to our eggs here. I was able to get another carton of eggs while I was killing the zombies earlier today. I'm gonna do 3 because I'm not sure if the almond flour is as, you know, smooth as the regular flour, so I'm just gonna think 3 will do. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands and finish stirring that. Okay, you gotta poke the yolks. That's what Mama always told me. Just you gotta poke them and get them out of their little shells there. Okay, we're gonna let that sit for a minute. I'm gonna put our burner on medium-high and let the pan warm up ahead of time. I'm using a non-stick pan. Okay, that's heating up on medium-high. Just gonna let it get warm. We're gonna finish mixing this A little more. Okay, our pan has been heating up for a couple minutes on medium high. We've got our crepe batter over here. Little measuring cup to pour it in there. So there's a trick to see how hot the pan is, and if you spritz water on it and it sizzles and evaporates, then it's hot enough. Ooh, what? Oh, that's not water. It's wine. Look, I just turned water into wine. It's not hot enough. It did not sizzle. We have to let it sit. Let's try it with actual water this time. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want. Okay. We're gonna, I can't remember if this is the non-stick pan that actually is non-stick or if it needs oil. I'm going to put some butter on it just in case. Usually there's enough butter in the crepe batter that it doesn't need butter, but you just never know. Okay. You grab some batter, very quickly swirl it around. Oh, it does not act like real flour. It just turned into this scrambled almond egg. It does not act like real flour at all. I never cook gluten-free. It says gluten-free. I mean, it kind of tastes good. That tasted better than the cracker cake. Maybe I'll keep cooking it and put it in the in a ball and like cover it in frosting. Okay, I'm just gonna do that. Well, if you actually think about it, it's kind of incredibly healthy. I mean, it's just a bunch of almonds, egg, chia, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of almond milk. I mean, sweet, scrambled, sweet. Scrambled egg. Oh God. Goodness gracious, I had to gain my composure. Okay, well basically it's like scrambled eggs with almonds in it. I'm gonna mix it with the frosting and like put it in a mold. It actually, you know, cooks just like scrambled eggs. I'm curious, I mean, it's actually not that bad. It looks horrible right now, but you know, we can make this work. Okay, here's our insane scrambled eggs that were gonna be crepes. You know, if you made that with real flour, if you had real flour, if it wasn't the apocalypse, that would have worked. But almond flour, it's not a good replacement for regular flour when it comes to crepes. Yeah. But, you know, we're gonna finish this and on to the mint making. So this is just a great demonstration of if you're used to cooking with one ingredient, per se regular flour, for instance, and you have to substitute because you don't have it. Yeah, this is what happens. I mean, so yeah, see what's gonna happen to us in the apocalypse. We're gonna have this. I mean, essentially, this is kind of like a gluten-free bread pudding. I'm gonna put some bananas in it. I don't know, it just seems like it would make it ever so slightly better or ever so slightly less terrible. Oh, goodness, what is the world coming to? It's the apocalypse. We're making almond scrambled eggs and we're ridiculous. I'm gonna add some butter to like give it a little better flavor. Okay. Like I said, butter and heat makes everything better. The eggs are pretty much done. You don't really have to cook the bananas for long. Just like melt the butter, get the eggs a little more cooked, and put that in a dish to cool. I mean, it looks terrible, but it actually tastes like a bread pudding. It's much better than the cracker cake. You can cool that. Okay, we're gonna compress this into a cake-like form, and then we're gonna put it in the freezer to cool. And then we'll do the mint molds. First, I'm gonna walk the dog. So welcome back to Ruining Culinary. We just tried to make crepes, but we didn't have any regular flour because it's the apocalypse. So yeah, we ended up substituting almond flour in for the regular flour and doing everything else exactly the same as I normally do with regular flour, and it was a total disaster. It ended up in this weird scrambled egg almond texture, so I put bananas in it, and I thought, you know, this is actually going to be kind of a nice breakfast, like a breakfast cereal pudding. I mean, technically it's super healthy. It has chia, has egg, has almond, has fresh fruit. So you really, like, easy to, you know, maybe just microwave it a little bit, like keep it in the fridge overnight and just microwave it. And then just like put it in a nice container. You know, all breakfast, hot breakfast cereal kind of basically looks terrible unless you put nuts and cinnamon on it anyway. This looks pretty much like cream of wheat. You know, it's actually got a lot more nutrients than cream of wheat. I mean, technically, it's, you know, the results of an experimentation tunnel, which sometimes happens in the food world, especially to me. I start making one thing and then I think, well, you know, what would happen if I substituted this other thing in for it? Okay, so we're just gonna put some cinnamon on it. Some cinnamon. You probably wouldn't need quite that much. And some fruits and nuts. And some nice little margarita glass there. Who doesn't love their breakfast in a margarita glass? See, it looks just like cereal now. I mean, honestly, it kind of tastes like cereal. Yeah. Yeah, the banana's nice in it. The cinnamon's nice. It basically tastes kind of like cream of wheat, except for more nutty. I'm all right. Yeah, definitely, it's not going to work for a crepe, but yeah. Yeah, you could eat that for breakfast. And it's gluten-free. And dairy-free. All right. Well, it didn't work for what we were trying out, but we ended up accidentally stumbling upon a super healthy breakfast cereal substitute. I like it. Lots of protein. Yeah, it's good. Cool. Moving on.